Okay, this is part 4 in our nutrition seminar recap from today of our series on Charity Never Faileth, how to fall in love with living a healthy lifestyle. So this is going to be kind of the how to prepare to find out what your macronutrients are that you need in order to care for your body. So we all got a chance here on this earth in a body, and that's the one thing we share in common is that we're all in this human experience. And sometimes the flesh, this body, can feel like it is a blessing, and sometimes it can feel like a curse. When we're not taking care of ourselves, we can definitely feel the effects of the body and the flesh. So, one of the great things that I'm learning in my journey of life is how if I care more for my body, the quality of my life improves and the quality of my relationships with the people that I love improve. And I don't know about you, but if I'm tired and I'm trying to accomplish something with somebody that I care about who maybe they have a weakness in a certain area, I'm not as patient because I'm tired. And if I have been coming off of a sugar high or I'm having a crash from that sugar high, I'm going to be a little bit more impatient and testy or not, as easy to get along with when I'm, having a hard time with my, physicalities and my all my different hormones and how they're going. This wonderful journey in life is we're constantly learning, and for whatever reasons, I'm finally getting to nutrition. And so I think the final one's going to be sleep, which is a real important one. As I'm discussing this, I'm recognizing that that's going to be the next thing I'm going to be tackling after this nutrition. So I'm going to master one thing at a time. I can't bite off more than I can chew. So where do we start in finding out what you need to be consuming? How much fat, how much proteins, how many carbs? What does BMI mean, and what does body fat, what does percentage mean, and how does that affect you? So number one, first and foremost, is the scale doesn't mean that you're fat if it's not a number that you like. So you can't be attached to a number on a scale. So if I get on the scale and I'm up 5 pounds tomorrow morning, it doesn't mean that, I am, a bad person or that working out doesn't work. It means that more than likely I consumed, within one day, if I went up 5 pounds, I consumed something very high in sodium, or I'm constipated and I haven't gone to the bathroom. And so I have a ton of food just sitting in my intestinal tract. So that's why I always beat people up pretty good on Mondays with the workouts that I do, because typically people have had 2 days off from boot camp. They come back in on Monday and they've got a gut filled with excessive foods that they indulged in. And so if I just get them moving and get that intestinal tract pushing that food through so that you can digest that food, you're not going to have what you ate that weekend sitting on you. But you can't continue to do that, on a daily basis. If it's just a weekend indulgence here or there, that's fine, and you're going to be able to keep your weight off. But if you're trying to lose weight and undo the damage from years of overeating and maybe eating your feelings, and I've never done that before. Stuff my face when I'm emotional and eating, because I'm frustrated about something. We've all got our weaknesses at times, and some people it's sugar, and some people it's alcohol, and some people it's chips or fast food, or maybe it's privately eating. Nobody even knows that you're doing it. You have a secret thing, but we can't hide when we're overeating, because it shows up either on our body physically. You can't hide food. We're going to get bigger, because you can only put so much in if you're not working out or moving. And even if you are working out and moving, if you're consuming more than your body needs, more than your body is burning off, then it's going to stay on your body. So how do you find out what your base metabolic rate is, your BMR. So there's a great website, and it's called HUSSMANfitness.org, hussmanfitness.org, and then it's /BMR CALC.htm. So I apologize. You're going to have to like rewatch this video several times. So hussmanfitness.org /BMR, so base metabolic rate, CALC, meaning calculator, .htm. So basically you just put in, I'm female, my age, and then my weight, and then my height in inches, and then my percentage of body fat. So some of you are going to get stuck on this. So if you're uncertain what your body fat is and you're in my boot camp, just get with me. I have an Omron handheld device that you can test your body fat with. If you have a local gym, they have those in their gym as well. You can also go into Bed Bath & Beyond and find one of their scales laying on the ground, and you can stand on it with your socks and shoes off and weigh yourself, and they'll tell you your percentage of body fat roughly. These are very, generic ways of tracking what your body fat is. The most effective is an underwater submersion of your body, and that is going to be the most accurate. And if you have somebody who's pretty knowledgeable, calipers where, they pinch several different places on your body, I can do that as well. And so, whatever your percentage of body fat is, then you put that information in. And once you put that data in, it's going to say something like, oh, you're a medium height, nice looking, medium weight, 46-year-old woman. And so click here to get John's estimate. So then it's going to say your base metabolic rate is the area of 1,424 to 1,561 calories per day based on so-and-so's formula. If you got the default figure of 1,000 zeros, blah, blah, blah. Your lean weight is about 129 pounds. Workout program rule of thumb, target a ballpark of 1,170 to 1,570 honest calories per day. If your main goal is fat loss, and about 1,940 to 2,280 calories per day for muscle gain without fat loss. Theoretically, estimate your daily burn, then subtract 500 calories daily for every pound of fat you want to lose per week. With energetic daily workouts, you'll burn about 2,140 calories daily. We're assuming you're at least moderately active and not totally sedentary the rest of the day. If you have a sedentary job or think your metabolism is slow, simply reduce the estimated burn by about 10%. From that figure, subtract 500 calories for every pound you want to lose each week. Anyway, that's the theory. Personally, I prefer using the rule of thumb ballpark instead. I've heard mixed results from the more theoretical calculation. And then it goes on to say an achievable fat loss target for you is roughly 1 to 4 pounds per week. A least aggressive goal is fine, and of course more achievable. Also be sure to keep your carbs low glycemic except in the post-workout meal. It makes a big difference. Final note, if you're having trouble losing fat, research shows that you're almost certainly underestimating your true caloric intake. Don't use the above values as advice to increase them further. Instead, eat more fruits, vegetables, and structured meals like low-fat soups and protein shakes. I'm not sure I really like that. Low-fat soups are fine, but they're totally loaded with sodium, and that's going to not be good for you. So, I don't know. Jillian Michaels and all those guys on The Biggest Loser recommend it. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but I think fruits and vegetables are really important. So, anyway. And then protein shakes. I don't know. These guys, they put all these different additives and stuff inside of them. I'd rather have you eat fish and get the salmon and the amino acids that you need than rather than spend a ton of money at GNC or High Health or something. I mean, I know those places have a lot of great stuff, but it can get really expensive when food's a little bit easier. So the main thing that creates fat loss is an honest, carefully tracked caloric deficit between what you consume and what you burn, as I discussed earlier. So if I'm just sitting here and my base metabolic rate's between 1,400 and 1,500 calories, and then I just go and eat 2,000 calories today, and then I eat 2,000 calories the next day, and I just lay around the house, in 7 days I'm gonna gain a pound because 500 excessive calories beyond what I need per day with no physical activity is a total calories of 3,500 in 7 days. So 500 per day times 7, 3,500 calories, excessive calories that I don't need and I'm not being active. That will be 1 pound of fat that I'm storing in my body. So it's going to take 7 days of 500 calorie workouts where I'm burning 500 calories in a workout. And the only way to know that is to wear a heart rate monitor. So I got to work out and burn 500 calories a day. Most women don't do that. In our boot camp, we have some women who do. They hit really high numbers and sometimes even up to 700, 800, 900. So that is going to be that deficit that we're going to need. So what he's saying is basically you're just going to need to reduce your calories or increase your activity. And so that's pretty much what I did. I went into the next website, which is nutritiondata.com. Got that off of bodybuilding.com, a great article by Vic Lamano. It's just a great article on bodybuilding.com. So anyway, talks about, the whole macros nutrient, your macros, your 4 steps to better nutrition. So let's go to bodybuilding.com. Ready to change how you eat? Sure, you could drop that cheeseburger like the hot mess it is, or you could throw it yourself into paleo or carb cycling or some other system that represents a 180-degree shift from your current eating. But I'm on the opinion that you get yourself up to set yourself up for failure. Before you do anything else, you need to learn and practice the skill of being aware eating. What is aware eating? It's knowing what your food is made of and using the information to eat better. One of the best ways to do that is to start tracking the macronutrients, your protein, your carbohydrates, and fats, as well as total calories that make up what you already eat. Let me be clear, this doesn't commit you to anything. It doesn't mean your life from here on out will be a never-ending diet or that you'll have to buy separate food scales for home, car, and office. All it means is that whatever you choose to do next, you'll do it from a position of knowledge rather than ignorance. That is always a good thing. Just try for a couple of weeks. What do you have to lose? And so I just put this meal plan together today, and it was so easy and all the food's in the fridge and I'm super excited to tackle it. And I just can't wait for next week to add shrimp, to add different foods like, shredded beef or a steak on the grill. So I'm so excited about the next website, which is myfitnesspal.com, nutritiondata.com, and then myfitnesspal.com. So basically, number one, you need to measure. So if you're convinced that you need macronutrients in your life, you probably ask in a sad voice, okay, how much time will it take and what do I need to buy? Fortunately, the answer to both questions is not much. When you're learning to track your nutrition, the 3 best tools you can have on the kitchen counter are a food scale, a calorie gram counting book, and a set of measuring cups. I also recommend you keep around a calculator unless you're a master at math. So you don't need a calculator. You just can log it on myfitnesspal.com. So anyways, he just kind of goes into, your food comes with a label, and that's a good part. And I went over that in the spinach one, so you all know how to do that. Recording it on going on to nutritiondata.com. So you go on to nutritiondata.com, and then right in the middle of the page, it says daily needs calculator. Kind of like buy both the advertisements. So there's like diet and weight loss, diabetes, heart health, and healthy dinner tonight. And then right below it, it says daily needs calculator. So I'm just turning the camera around so you guys can see it. Right there. So, below these here. And so basically, you're going to, oops, sorry, I thought I paused it. Anyway, you're going to go ahead and you're going to put in female, and then you're going to put in your pregnant or lactating, then you're going to put in your height, and then you're going to put in your weight and your age, and then you're going to put in your lifestyle, and then you're going to put calculate. And then after you've entered that in, it's going to say your BMI. BMI is a standardized ratio of the weight to height and is often used as a general indicator of health. The normal BMI for an adult woman of my age and height is 18.5 to 24.9. This translates to a healthy weight range of 115 to 155 pounds. However, BMI does not take body composition into account. A weight above this range could still be considered healthy if your percentage of body fat is less than average. So BMI and body fat percentage are two different things. So according to BMI, some people I'd be considered chubby, and I'm considered, in my own personal opinion, a little bit chubby right now because I've been indulging a lot. Knowing that I was going to start into this nutrition, clean eating, I was just like, oh, I'm going to eat a little bit more in the last 9 days. So anyhow, I have a lot of lean muscle, and so I'm actually, according to the fitness trainer that tested me with calipers the other day, I'm on the lean side for a woman my age, but right at the top. And so if I have a indulgent 9 days, then I can just go into a different category, and I don't want that. So it goes into the minimum, the total carbohydrates I need for the day, the dietary fiber I need for the day, the linoleic acid, I can't even talk, protein, my vitamins, everything that I need for the day. Now, if I plug all of this in now into myfitnesspal.com, I can pretty much just play around with everything. I can just say, okay, well, I've got a bunch of red bell peppers, I got cottage cheese, I've got cauliflower, I've got all these foods inside my cupboard, and I got to get rid of them because they're going to go bad. I can just plug them all in to myfitnesspal.com, and it's going to tell me, like, okay, you're totally done on protein for the day. You got to get more carbohydrates. And so I just will keep going into my cupboards, looking at the food I have, plugging it in, and if it all just fits and works, then in so many weeks I'm just going to have lost weight. It's that simple. So you basically could just go into your own cupboards and pick the foods that you have and eat them. Let's say you're somebody who constantly eats at a fast food restaurant. All those things are in myfitnesspal.com. If you have a website that has a recipe that you really like, you can plug that link in and it will load all the information to myfitnesspal.com. I'm just so astounded at this app. It's just so cool. And I've been a member of MyFitnessPal for a long time and had no idea. So, sorry this video is taking so long. So that is one of the most valuable things that I can share with you, is all of those different links and websites. And I hope that you will take the time to do this. Thanks for listening and just allowing me to pass on the information that I'm learning. And I've known a lot of this stuff for a long time. It's just finally sinking in. I'm just really in a good place in my life to really tackle this. So I hope that we can enjoy the journey together. All right.